y'all, it's Sarah, the wine-loving bookworm, back with another book and wine review for your Sunday. But today I'm going to do something a little different, and I'm not going to do wine. I'm going to do vodka. I'm not a big vodka drinker, but my sister and her boyfriend were here last weekend, and they brought over some Grey Goose, and we always have Tito's. And I thought, well, maybe I should try it and see if there's a difference between them. So that's what I'm doing tonight instead of wine. So, one thing I wanted to say real quick. My stepdaughter has a new Instagram account called Nifty and Thrifty, I think it's called. Mariah Hampton. I will post something on my Instagram about it, but it's all about going to Goodwill and finding things at Goodwill, putting together spaces in your house, using stuff at Goodwill, business casual, dressing, like all that kind of stuff. She's really good at it. So check her out and just check out my Instagram, and I'll put something up showing you where she's at on Instagram. And then also I went to Goodwill this weekend. I'm not a huge Goodwill shopper. It takes so long to go through everything. But we needed some glasses, so they're so cheap there, so I went. And then I always have to stop by the books, right? So look what I got. This was like $6, $7 maybe. I got all these books for like $7. So I'm really excited. I got A Thousand Splendid Suns, which is the guy who wrote The Kite. Crap, what's the name? Kite Runner. I haven't read that one. I really wanted to. I got a John Grisham. I got a Stephen King I had never heard of. Lissy's Story. Unbroken. A Carl Hyacin. And Sharp Objects, which is a show on HBO right now. So I'm really freaking excited about those books. They actually had a really good selection this time. Okay, so let's move on to the vodka. I read that vodka first appeared in writing in 1513 as a medicinal drink. I mean, come on. That's really what it is right now, too, right? Traditionally, it's from Poland and Russia, which are my people. My family on my father's side is all Eastern European. And it's made traditionally from potato or cereal grains. So, Grey Goose, this is the fancy stuff, right? Get a big bottle, it's like $80 or something crazy. It's French, but it's owned by Bacardi now. I found that out. It's made from French winter wheat and spring water. The bottle is washed inside with Grey Goose. So the only liquid that touches it is Grey Goose. And then the cork, because it has like a cork, which is, kind of like wine. It is like soaked in Grey Goose before they put it in there. I don't know. I thought that was weird and unnecessary, but okay. I read, like, what does it taste like? Vodka doesn't really have a lot of taste, I suppose. It just said smooth and tastes like nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. And then there's Tito's, which is made in Austin, Texas. So I don't have any Russian or Polish vodka. It's made at Texas' oldest legal distillery. And it's corn-based vodka, made in old-fashioned pot stills. I'm not really sure what that means. I guess it's usually made in these tall things, and these are like little squat stills. Don't really know. That's what I kind of got from it. Tito Beveraged is the guy who started it. So his name's actually Tito. He's really smart. He graduated with like all these degrees. He went into oil and gas. He went into drilling. Then he became a mortgage broker. But he'd always make like flavored vodka for his friends on the side. And they started being like, you should try to do this. And so he just started learning how to distill vodka. And now Tito's is born. And it's also vodka for dog people. And I'm definitely a dog person, so I like that about it. And they wanted to make it so smooth you could drink it straight. Yeah, I don't really like vodka, but I'll put it like in flavored like sparkling water sometimes. This one did have a description of what it tastes like, and it said it's sweet corn, oily, sweet, corn, oily, and black peppers. It's like, okay, I don't know, like that doesn't sound good, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, see if I can remember which one I put in what. This one is a smaller one, and it has the Grey Goose, so let's try it. Okay, get ready. Smells like nail polish remover. Oh my. That is making me cry. That's a Grey Goose. It burns. Oh my God. Okay. I don't know if I can do that. Okay. This is Tito's. Oh my God. But I have never drank vodka straight. I don't know, maybe when I was like 19. Okay. Let's get through this. Tito's next. Oh my, I was expecting that. Okay. Here we go. See, that's better. That didn't like hit me like a friggin' pepper spray to the face. That was awful. This is, I can't actually taste the black pepper in this. This one has more of a taste to it. Grey Goose was like drinking fire. Hold on. Yeah, I really feel like the Tito's is like a lot smoother. That's weird, right? Did I mix them up? I don't think so because I can taste the black pepper in that. Well, now that I'm prepared for it, I'm gonna take another little tiny bit of the Grey Goose. I mean, that's just like so much more potent than the Tito's. The Tito's is better in my opinion. I wish my husband was here. I wanted him to do this with me, but he's out fishing. Okay, let's move on because I've spent entirely too much time crying over vodka. The book I read, Sue Grafton, A is for Alibi. If you guys know any, are readers at all, you've probably heard about these. It's fiction, mystery, detective kind of novel. It's 308 pages. I mean, I've just heard about it. She wrote A through Y, and the point of view is first person. So I've never read them, but I thought, well, I'll pick one up and give it a shot. Mistake. Let's start with the author. She died in 2017 at Y. She only got to Y. And Z was going to be Z is for zero. And she died before she even started writing it. And her kids are like, there's no way a ghostwriter will like do it. She would never have wanted that. So we're ending at Y. That offends my OCD. But okay, moving on. Her father taught her how to write and edit. And she wrote some books, but she didn't have like a ton of success. So she was doing screenplays. And she did a lot of screenplays. One of the ones that stuck out in my head was like a Sex and the City one, which I'm not really sure how that adds up because I felt like that was recent. Maybe it meant like the TV show. That might have been what it meant. And then she hit success with the Alphabet series, which is what this is called. Basically, it's about a female detective, Kinsey Mahone, in the fictional city of Santa Teresa, California. I feel like that's not right. I think it was Teresita. Whatever. It doesn't exist. Somewhere north of LA is what I kind of got. She's hired. So in this book, and Kinsey Mahone is just, that's all the Alphabet series are about her. So in this book, she's hired by a woman who just got out of jail for killing her husband. But she says she didn't do it, and she hires Kinsey to figure out who did it. Okay, flimsy premise, but we'll go with it. It was so, I mean, this isn't a complicated book. Like, this is a very shallow book. But there were so many characters, I started losing track. And it also might have been I was just bored, but by the entire book. But I was like, who is that? Like, I'm like, who? Wait, what? Is that the son? Is that the boyfriend? Like, I got super confused in the middle of it. There's no real themes, no real depth here. None of the characters had depth. There's no deeper meaning. It's just a little dime store detective novel, something my father used to eat up like crazy. He would read like 4 of these a week. No real character development. I thought the ending was very predictable. I kind of knew who it was very early on. Kinsey, maybe early 30s, late 20s. It didn't really say. She's scared of commitment. She likes being by herself. She drinks her white Chablis at night. Like, like, just so cliche. And I think it was like in the 80s or maybe the early 90s, there were no cell phones. A motel cost like $15 to spend the night in. So that kind of made me laugh, like some of those little things. Like a woman ordered a salad that she's at lunch with and left her like a $5 bill. Like, who? Like, you can't even go to McDonald's for $5 these days. Now, some of her later ones won awards. I think B and C won some awards. I didn't really recognize the, entity giving out the award, but maybe some of them are better. And then G won awards. So I might try to read a couple more just to see if it gets any better. I probably won't review them here, but I will give them a shot just for my own, whatever. Okay, so moving on to next week. That was really short. I just didn't like the book. I'm going to read Furious Hours by Casey Seep. I didn't look up how to say her name. Now, this is a real murder trial, and Harper Lee, who wrote How to Kill a Mockingbird and something Watchmen, the new one, which actually I'm going to read at some point. There's a guy who like killed his family for insurance money, and so she went to his trial and sat there and did all this research, and she was going to write a book about this guy, and it was going to kind of be her In Cold Blood, Truman Capote's big novel, and this is going to be hers In Cold Blood, and then she just really couldn't do it for some reason, and so this lady, oh god, I didn't even see if there's a woman or a man, sorry, this lady picked up where she left off and wrote this book called Furious Hours. I've had a lot of people tell me it's an excellent book, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed my disastrous vodka tasting. I think I'm gonna stick to the Tito's, that Grey Goose. Woo! Okay, guys, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday when I review Furious Hours. Cheers!